Namaste everyone, welcome to Godly Good Guidance. Today we are doing an in-depth relationship reading. Now, how I am going to read it out for you is as if it's a romantic relationship, but if you are inquiring about any non-romantic / platonic relationship, then feel free to do so, but just omit the parts wherein I'm talking about something that would be very specific to a romantic relationship, okay? So today, like you can see, is a pick a pile, pick a card, pick a charm reading, and let's begin. So the first one is a lips charm, or should we call it a kiss charm, okay? The tarot deck I'm using for it is the Radiant Rider Waite, and I'm just gonna pull out one first card just to give you a little idea about how the representation of the card is, how the colors of the cards is. Second one is the Simply Tarot deck, and the charm for it is this red color heart. I don't know how to show it to you. Yeah, that one. And the card is the Ace of Swords. It is just for a picture representation, so you get the idea about how the design of the card is. It has nothing to do with the reading as of now. And the last one, pile 3, is the Red Rose with the green leaves. And the tarot deck I'm gonna use for it is the Light Seers. And we have one more, Ace of Swords, and this is how the artwork is. So that's that. Pick your pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi pile 1s, if you have selected these beautiful red lips, then welcome to your reading. I'll keep them right here. Oops, right here. And let's begin. So how I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shuffle the deck and remove the cards in the beginning itself, and then as the reading goes I shall reveal the cards. And for those of you who do not wish to see the shuffling, can directly jump to the reading. I shall provide the timestamps. So for those who like to see the shuffling part, let's begin. No, we are just shuffling right now. Okay, so 2 cards for your partner. Two cards for you. Two cards for your relationship. Two cards for advice. I'm gonna see how I do it, but sure. 2 cards for if you stay. We like taking these 2 only. 2 cards for if you go. 2 cards for what else do you need to know. Okay, I'll just keep it here for now. And I guess we have what we need. We will remove the oracles towards the end. Let me just arrange this a little bit. Alright, so let's see first what we have about them, and then we will see. Wow, we have 2 major arcana cards. One is the Judgment and one is the Death. Whoa! Can you see the cards? Let me just put it here right now, then we'll see. Alright, so what I'm getting from here is that your person probably has come through a lot of trials and tribulations in their life, and it could be literally the death of someone significant in their life. They probably have gone through that phase where they have been a non-believer in God to becoming a believer in God, to going back to becoming a non-believer in God, and to and fro kind of a thing. There probably have been times wherein they have actually hoped and wished to not live anymore, is what I'm getting. But it seems like they had a lot of karma baggage they had to deal with in this life. If you don't know this, maybe you would know it in the future if the connection becomes deeper and stronger. What I'm also getting is that some of them actually may have gone in some wrong direction in their life at some point of the time. Wrong direction could be anything wherein they are harming others or harming themselves, because they thought that if God is not fair, then I don't care, I'm also not going to be fair. But soon they saw the sun rising, and soon they saw the works of God, or they will. They probably may have also gone through some sort of a medical history wherein they probably have had some problems to do with their upper part of the body. More so, I'm getting something to do with their face. There is a possibility that they would enter the path of spirituality at some point of their life. If they haven't right now, they would become the believers. Both these cards are very much highlighting the zodiac sign Scorpio, so they may have placements of Scorpio in their birth chart. And let's now check your energies. And we have the Seven of Wands and Page of Swords. This card definitely had come in the introduction part of this reading, because I had shown the artwork. So your energies are of a person who is very, very careful in their life, who is always not just careful but just ready to fight and ready to dodge anybody who comes in your way, because that's what either life has taught you, or this is how you have become, or this is what your natural nature has been from the beginning of times. So you're not a person who will take anybody's wrongdoing, or anything you do not resonate with, you wouldn't take just because somebody's told you to do so. You would really need to believe in something to go ahead with it. At the same time, you have problems in trusting people for whatever reason, and because of this nature, you might be having less friends, or you might prefer to be around less people in your life. And because of this nature, you might have dodged a lot of people away who might also be good prospectives, romantic partners, or general friends, because of this nature of yours. You might have fire and air in your birth charts, fire being Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and air being Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So these could be your signs in your chart. You could also be really good with communication. You might be a person with a lot of sharp, I don't know why I said sharp ideas, but things you really want, like how a child has an idea and they just want to, and they just think that it's brilliant, and they just want to go with it, and they know that this is going to work. That kind of a thing I am getting. By this, I don't mean that you are immature by any chance, but there could be a possibility of some sort of an haste in your nature. You might be generally curious. You might be people with a lot of youthful energy, and some of you might actually be people who might be like, do or die kind of a thing, that either do something in your life or face the consequences kind of a thing. All right, so now let's see how your relationship is, now that we have figured out that this is something what your partner might be like, and this is something what you might be like. Now these are energies, so they may switch, so see how it resonates, since these are general readings. But if none of these match, then I would suggest that check another pile or come again for some other reading, or check another reading of my channel here. Okay, so let's move ahead if one of these sounds somewhat like you. Okay, now let's see what your relationship is like. And we have the Tower and the Five of Wands. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Where are we getting on here, guys? Where are we getting on? Still to understand. Haha. Sorry, I'm just adjusting and trying to figure out how to place everything, since this is the first pile. Sorry, guys. You'll have to face the consequences of choosing pile 1. Just kidding. You'll see the process. Let's be positive about it. So, woompy doodle doos. The relationship right now seems to be in mess, in chaos, almost like it's the end of it. I'm sorry, I won't sugarcoat, but this is how I see it right now. That this is how the relationship right now seems to be like. And maybe that's the reason you're actually inquiring about it, because you don't know what to do and where to go and how to go about things. But right now it seems like it's going through a struggling phase. Maybe there was a time where you guys had some beautiful times together, wherein you thought of living a life together in your happily ever after kind of a scenario. Or if not your partner, then at least you had built some castles in the clouds that kind of one fine day shattered down altogether, and you were so blinded by the clouds or by the love you had for this person that you didn't see it coming. It just completely shattered and shattered your heart. And if it was both of you who were in love and you're sure about then there is a possibility that there was a role of external people who got involved that led to the Tower moment for you guys. Now this could be anything. It could be the families did not agree, or there were jealous people in the relationships who didn't let this work out. Something happened, or maybe just both of you. It was just both of you, wherein one expected more from the other, and when the other couldn't deliver, then the fights began and things just crumpled down from there. This seems to be the current situation from how I see in your relationship. And now let me see what advice do the tarots have for you. You have the Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. There is one possibility that this person was your karmic who came to teach you a lesson. Once this settles down, there is a possibility of an entry of a new person who is going to be a person who is going to give you the love that you desired for. And that would be the real beginning of your real love story. So in that case, the advice for you would be that there is no reason to hold on to this person, because this probably is not going to bring you any good news in the future as well. So sensible thing would be to come out of it as soon as you can, or just give as much time as it needs, but come out of it. That's when your real love story would begin. And for other of you, the story could be like that after a lot of struggle, of course, after almost that time when you think that this is over, there would be a lot of struggle time. Like if you really just want this person, there would be a lot of struggle time for you guys, to the extent that you would feel crippled and you would feel that there's nobody there for you. And after a long wait, or if not long, then after a wait, let's say, there is a possibility of this person to re-enter your life. But then again, I am feeling that the re-entry would be more playful than anything serious. The re-entry would again be something like, sure, this is what I've always wanted, to be friends, or to be friends with benefits, or just hang out and date, but nothing to commit. So weight is going to lead you to the same place where you were in the beginning, because the person would be still saying the same things that he or she said to you earlier, due to which things went chaotic for you in the first place. And yes, of course, there is a handful of you wherein I see that once you and him, both of you, face the karmic justice, that is when things would get back around for you. But there would be definitely a time period that you would have to go through some sort of a sadness and misery and without each other. That's how it's going to be. But once you clear that time out, definitely there is a hope for renewal of the same relationship towards a more positive side. Now let's see. If you stay in this relationship, then what are the possibilities? Knight of Wands and Nine of Cups. If you stay in this relationship and not walk away, then the possibilities are of reconciliation, of contentment, of movement towards each other with passion. For some of you, at the expense of something negative, which you need to be very, very alert of, because you don't want to get into anything that is karmic again and then face something like this once again. So make sure, if there is a reconciliation happening after you wait in this connection, then it is through the right means and not through the wrong ones, because it may be a temporarily happy scenario for you, but again, something like this might happen in this life or future, who knows. So you don't want to get into the karmic cycle, karmic pattern or karmic cycle once again. But for now, what I want to say is that for most of you, if you guys wait, then things appear positive. But let's say if you go, then you have Page of Wands and Two of Cups. Wow, isn't it cool? Well, so what I was saying here, one part is coming through here and other part is coming through here. So if you move ahead, that is when some of you would actually meet your soulmate, would actually meet the real love you've been waiting for all your life. So which might appear very, very insignificant in the beginning, but it would turn out to be your one and only one true love kind of a person. So for some of you, if you let go of this person, then your one true love is waiting for you right there. All right, I guess that's all I want to say about this part. And now finally, let's see what else do we need to know. If there's anything else we need to know. We have the World and the Five of Cups. Okay, this kind of fits well. Nice. What else do you need to know? You need to know that the world is your oyster. You don't need to wait around for this person and, think that everything is lost, because everything is not lost. Your one true love is waiting for you right here, provided you allow him to enter in your life. And how would he enter your life if you already have somebody else in your life? So you are definitely asked here. What you need to know is that this is not the end of the world if this relationship has fallen apart, because this was most likely, in my opinion, for most of you, a karmic kind of a relationship that came to teach you a lesson, or that came to be a part of your life for whatever soul purpose it had. For most of you, I'm saying that this is the scenario, and you're being asked to come out of this mystery as soon as you can come, because that's when you would be able to see the bigger picture, and that's when you would be able to see what great things are lying for you in the future. Wow, brilliant. Now let's see. No, I'm not taking this, but I'm gonna take the help of the Spirit Animal Oracle deck to get some extra messages for you guys. Okay, we have the Vulture Spirit. Nothing is wasted, number 63. Exactly, nothing is wasted. If you think this is the end of your life, I have nobody now in my life who's gonna love me or something, you're wrong. First of all, I do see somebody coming in. I do see somebody coming in. I do see somebody coming in your life, but nothing is wasted. You have learned a lot from this. You have probably even cut down some part of your karma, the bad karma that you needed to before meeting your real love. You had to go through this. You've become a better person, a more mature person. Now you know what you really want in a partner. So nothing is wasted. This relationship was really good while it lasted, but from how I see, there's no point of waiting around, even though there are some of you, since this is a collective reading, for whom waiting might be beneficial, but you know what your situation is. So see what resonates with you here and accordingly take your steps ahead. But for now, what I want to say is, do not think that your time got wasted. You have lost so many years with this person, and what if you had not indulged with this person in that time? You would have probably gone in the second phase of your life where you were probably married and with kids and a family and things like that. But no, do not think on those lines. Think on the lines that this was required, this was necessary. Because of this, you would be able to reach this. So neither do be hateful towards this person, neither be clingy towards this person. Just be grateful that this happened and you got over with it. In fact, this person helped you to cut down that part of the negative karma for you, for your soul's growth. All right, so nothing is wasted. And now I would end the reading by taking some handwritten notes from this box. Sorry, I cannot show it to you while I shuffle, but you can trust me, and you have no option but to trust me. You have Friday. You have within the country. You have fitness. You have Anahat Chakra. You give me hearts. Let go. Yes, let go. Let go of this person. Raise your vibration. Yes, when you raise your vibration, come out of this situation, that's when you meet your one true love. And last one is they are honest. So for some of you, these people are honest about whatever they are saying. So believe in that, because if they are saying that they are gonna come back around, then there is a possibility that they would come around. And if they are saying that they just are looking for some fun times and no commitment, then also they are being honest. So just do not expect anything further, because this is how life has been for them. But at least they are being honest with you. So just take how it is being given to you, and do not find any different meaning from what they are saying or how their actions you're perceiving. Okay, so they are being honest. Of course, you're being asked to let go and raise your vibrations. You're asked to get into some fitness regime. Maybe that would help you to come out of this misery. Within the country, probably your one true love might be waiting for you, or you would meet this person in your country itself if they are from some other country. Friday could be significant for you. Either this breakup happened around Friday time, or you would meet your person on a Friday. Friday seems important. You need to balance your heart chakra, because when you do that and raise your vibrations, that's when you would meet the right person. Otherwise, you would keep going in the same cycle again and again, and that's not gonna help you. Somebody wants to say to you that you give them hearts. They feel really, really passionate about you, physically speaking. Now, this could be this person, or some other person, or many people altogether. But somebody wants to communicate this to you, that you give them hearts. Okay? So that's all I have for you, pile 1, the red lips people. Bye-bye. Hold in tight, and don't worry, be happy. If this is not your person is around the corner. Just raise your vibration and be ready. And of course, for some of you, waiting might be beneficial. You need to figure out where you're at, okay? All right. let's move on to pile number 2. Hi pile 2s, if you have selected this red heart, then you have come to your pile. I'll keep that right here with the other charms, and let's begin. So if you are interested to go directly to your reading, then the timestamps would be provided down below. Otherwise, you can continue seeing me shuffling, and I'm gonna shuffle the cards first, and then we will begin the reading. And yes, this is your in-depth relationship reading, like I have already mentioned. And towards the end of it, we would take guidance from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, as well as we would take some handwritten notes for additional information. Focus on your person, and let's see what we get. Cards for the energies of your partner, 2 cards for you, 2 cards for your relationship, 2 cards for advice, 2 cards for what would happen if you stay, 2 cards for what would happen if you go, and finally any other information that you need to know. Feel like taking these 2 cards. Okay, let's begin. I am not taking reversals, as well as the energies of your person and yours can switch. So see which side resonates with you, and if none of the sides resonates with you, then I would request you to check another pile, or you can look into some other reading on this channel, or come again later. All right, we will arrange as it goes, but for now let's begin. All right, let's see the energies of your person. We have 8 of Pentacles and 9 of Swords. Sorry, 8 of Pentacles and 8 of Swords. Wow, we have 2 8s. So it seems like your person is a hardworking one. He has worked really hard to make pretty good for himself so far, and he or she, please take how it resonates, but since I am a female, I tend to consider the partner to be he. So he or she seems to be a hardworking person even today. Even though he has attained quite a substantial amount of abundance in his life, he still keeps working and working and working endlessly, as if this is what they are supposed to do and they need to do, like there is no end, like this is not enough kind of a thing. Either this attitude or other things in their life are kind of making them frustrated about something, about life in general, or about stability itself, to the extent that they don't know how to come out of it. They don't know if there is a possibility to come out of it, because they think that's it. It's almost like they have started some one-way journey, and now that they want to come back, or now that they want to get out of that journey, they can't see any other way except for going the way they are going. This is how they feel. This can't be this not necessarily be the reality, but this is how they feel, and they just feel they are stuck in the position where they are, and they need to keep doing what they are doing, even if they are unhappy. It's almost like endless kind of a scenario where things are just moving in the same pattern, in the same circle for them, in one or more aspects of their life. From what I have understood, these cards
represent Virgo and Gemini energy. So their zodiac chart, their birth chart may have Gemini and or Virgo in some place, not necessarily Sun. It could be Moon, Venus, Mercury, anything. So Virgo or Gemini could be there in their birth chart. Also, they may be somewhat of a perfectionist and even highly skilled in what they do. And they might be, for some reason, I feel like saying someone whose root chakra needs some sort of a balancing out. All right, let's move on to your energy. You have the Wheel of Fortune and Four of Cups. You seem to be a person who, once stuck on something or somebody, doesn't budges easily. Or let me put it this way, let's say you have an idea of dress or a gown you want to wear in a particular event. Let's say your farewell, your prom night, or a wedding of your brother or sister or something of the sort. And till the time you find that sort of outfit, you are not gonna be ready to accept any other. That's the kind of person you seem to be. Like, you know what you want and you don't want to budge a little bit from that. Even if something better is given to you, you won't accept it. You just want what you want. Having said that, you also are a person who has seen lots of transformations or changes in their lives due to your own actions, or due to the actions of person or people around you, or due to destiny in general. But you seem to have seen a lot of changes and transformations in your life. They could be ups and downs and ups and downs, or they could be ups and ups and ups, or they could be downs and downs and downs. But most likely the first two. This transformation you have seen in your life has led you to have some sort of an understanding of human behavior in general. That is why what people say doesn't matter to you much. What matters to you is what you believe in. Even though you may or may not be right, but it really matters to you that what you believe in, you are going to go with it, unless or until you understand the other thing to be something you can put belief in. You seem to be someone who really likes to get a lot of knowledge from various sources and like to have a lot of knowledge, wisdom from different places, from wherever you can get, because that really quenches your thirst of knowing what life is, whatever knowledge you can get, you really like to gain. You could have Cancer placements, Aquarius placements, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio placements in your birth chart, anywhere in your birth chart. This is what these cards represent. So what else do I have for you? Yeah, I guess that's about it for now. Let's move on to your current relationship with each other. So you have 10 of Cups and the Devil. Wow. So you seem to be in some sort of an arrangement with each other, wherein you probably have found something in each other that works for the other, or one or both of you might be thinking of a happy family life with each other, where there's love, family, beautiful house, and everything perfect, and just happy-go-lucky days. At the same time, what is being highlighted is that one or both of you are with each other merely because you are looking for a physical intimacy with each other. If not that, then just because you're addicted to each other. It's not like you really completely unconditionally love each other. It's just because you think it just works, so let's just go along with it, you know. This could also be a scenario currently. Now, both these things could be with, like, you know, let's say one person might be thinking happy scenario, the other person might be thinking like, okay, this works, you know, because my needs are getting fulfilled and things seems okay, so let's just go with it, kind of a thing. Or both of you have thought about both the things at some point of the time. But currently the main energy is that Oh, I also see that there is a possibility that one or both of you are kind of possessive and jealous kind of a personality. So if it is not you and you don't want your partner to be that, then you better be careful. And if you see your partner to be one of those, then make sure that you communicate it to the person and see how much it can be worked around. Okay, for now I would say in this relationship both of you are mainly happy with each other, but there is this side note, a red alert, red flag, that think it over once again. I'm not saying to think it and cancel it altogether. I'm just saying to think it, and if you see a red flag, then see how you can work around it and then take the bigger plunge. I hope that makes sense for you guys. All right, now let's see, what do we see now? We see advice for you guys. So we have the Justice and Page of Cups. Advice for you right now is to take this slow. Do not make anything official right now. Just take it slow, date each other, enjoy with each other, spend time with each other, go beyond the woo-woo part and try to see the dirty part of each other and see how much you can do with it, how much you can change for each other and stuff like that. Again, this is not me saying that this is a big no. This is just me saying that there is some work that needs to be done before you should go ahead making a final big long-term commitment with this person. Another thing that I would want to tell you is that whenever you plan to take the bigger plunge, make sure you talk about the legalities beforehand itself, so that there's no confusion later on. I know I might be sounding very negative, but no, I'm just being a little bit practical due to certain things I'm seeing here, which can create a problem, but not necessarily. But it's always to be, better be prepared than be sorry, right? And that's the kind of thing I'm saying. And once time passes and you're sure about each other, even after the commitment, then sure, do whatever, put all the properties on each other's name and go crazy or whatever, go do whatever, but not now, not yet. Also, if you're planning to move in with each other, make sure that, even if you're, let's say, one person is moving to the other person's house, do not sell your own house or do not leave your own house, because that could be a problem in the future. Or if both of you plan to stay together, don't buy anything together as of now. Just give it some time, let it marinate, see how the ups and downs happen when you spend more time with each other. And when you do that, there might be times when you see that, okay, this is not working for me and let's just call it off. But after a while, love may just take over and you might get back with that person. That might happen a few times, or that might just happen one time, but when you go back around this time, you actually talk it through more maturely, more logically, more upfrontly, and then things would be hunky-dory for you guys. But definitely there needs to be some sort of a slowdown required with regards to a long-term commitment. All right, let's see what happens if you stay in this connection. We have the King of Wands and Five of Swords. If you stay in this connection, it's like, how do I put it? It's like 65 to 75% it's going to be happy. But then that's how it is with all the relations, right? Where you would need to give and take somewhere, there'll be some imbalance and then you need to work upon it and things like that. So saying something like that with an additional a few bumps in the roads that might be a little bit more than normal, but seems like the love and the passion is going to rule at the end of it. So if you stay, there are no promises that there won't be any small or big fights, but the promise that can be given is that there would be a lot of love and passion in this connection. All right, let's see what happens if you move away from this connection. Four of Swords and Two of Swords. Wow, not a good scene. So if I compare both of these, the answer is please stay, because if you move on, I don't see a lot of happiness, at least in the immediate near future. If you leave now, I don't see anything happy coming your way in the near future. I'm not saying nothing would ever, but at least in the near future, if you move away, and if you have to, if you must, then you must, because you know your scenario much better, because this is a collective general reading. So you only need to take what resonates and leave the rest. So from this particular energy that is coming through, it seems like it is more advisable to stay than to move away, because moving away might just create a lot of chaos in your life. You might, or they might, or both of you might just lose sleep over each other, to the extent that one or both of you can even fall sick. I don't see any rest, relaxation, peace, or harmony when you guys are apart. So, I mean, red flags are not one dominating over the other, or not fights happening, or not being sure, or not whatever it is, but being apart is a big not from how I see right now. So this, at least in the near future, okay? I'm not saying if your person is a narcissist or something like that, then keep putting, or abusing you, then you should keep putting up with that person. No, that's a big no. I'm not recommending that, because that would be really, really silly of you to do that, I'm sorry to say. But this isn't that scenario where most of the things in the reading are matching. Then I think staying for some more time and testing the waters is something that is highly recommended than moving on. Give this relationship more time. That is what I would like to say. Finally, let's see what else you need to know. We have the Six of Cups and Five of Pentacles. What you need to know is that this is a past life connection. It could be a soulmate or a karmic one that we don't know yet, but definitely it has something to do with your past life. So if that rings a bell, then here's a confirmation. And all these turbulences in life are due to, again, from whatever balances and imbalances you have brought from the past lives. So you have to, or you had to go through it in order to have your happy family life. Yeah, so all in all, I would say that this is more of a stay around and figure out what you need to learn from each other and what this connection is all about. There might be delays, but delays are necessary. Let there be delays so that anything negative that needs to poofs away from your connection, and then what remains is a happy home, merriment, and all these beautiful things you see here. Okay, so that's the tarot part of the reading. Now I would like to take a guidance from, not these ones, still talking. Take the guidance from Spirit Animal Oracle. You have the Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace, number 61. So the guidance for you here is that in this connection, what you need to do is keep your best foot forward. Yes, you do want what you want, how you want, but your partner is also coming from a space where they need to figure their inner patterns and other things they have gone through. I'm not saying that you haven't gone through anything, but all I'm saying is that the guidance for you, since you have come to see this reading, is that
be grateful that you have this partner. See the brighter side of this relationship than the negative side. Of course, you should not ignore the negative side of the red flags. You need to work upon them rather than run away from them. But at the same time, be really, really grateful and accept this connection with grace, at least for now. Like I said, do not make anything official right away. You need to do some work on this relation before making it anything official for most of you who've come to this reading. So yeah, receiving is good, but I think for you, being grateful, giving your love, kindness, understanding, and all that is also asked. I mean, it's being asked out of you to give to this person, and that's the guidance for you. All right, the last part of the reading is where I bring some handwritten messages for you guys. I'm just gonna take a few. I have two here, one here. Okay, I think we've got enough. Starting off with balls. Yes, this relationship is full of passion, like we saw earlier in a few places, and it seems like the male organ of the partner, whoever is male, is admired by the female, or is like a highlight for both of you, or whatever that means. Okay, next we have is within the country. This one came for the previous reading also, so maybe you would find your partner, or your partner would be from the same country as you. We have cold weather. We have true love. Wow. I think I did mention that there is a possibility of soulmate kind of a relationship. So that's that. We have a saying by Kodo Sawaki, which says, you don't seek the way seeks you. Okay, so you keep doing you, and you will find what needs to be found. So somebody, or your partner himself or herself, is saying that they clean themselves well. Wink wink. Again, a little 18 plus message for whomsoever wanted to receive it. Grass is greener on the other side. Maybe one or both of you think that, oh, it's easier for the other person. Their life is much easier, and the other person wishes that, oh, I wish I was on the other side. Month November is being highlighted. That could be significant for some of you. You're being asked to retreat. Maybe go on a retreat, clear your mind. Maybe go with your partner on a retreat, and sometimes there are a lot of activities on a retreat where they can help you with various things together or individually that can help you in your relationship or in general in your life, where you would understand what you want in life, and they may understand what they like in life, and see where it matches. Set your own goals. Yes, just like I was saying right now, that you would need to figure out what you want, and once you set your own goals and you're walking on your path, then whoever comes along would be a natural part of your life, and anything natural should be welcomed, right? So yeah, that's all I have for you. I hope you like this reading. It did have ups and downs, but more of ups, I would say. So that's great for you guys. All right, I'll see you next time. On to Group 3. Hello Pile 3s, those who have selected this beautiful red rose. You have come to your reading. I am going to quickly shuffle the deck and remove the cards in the beginning of the reading itself. So those of you who don't want to see the shuffling can directly skip on the reading, and those who like to see the shuffling can stay with me right here. Okay, so this is going to be an in-depth relationship reading. Let's begin. I've seen 9 of Cups like twice coming out. Let's see if it actually ends up coming in the reading. All right, let's begin. cards for your partner's energy, 2 cards for your energy, 2 cards for your relationship. What's next? Yeah, 2 cards for the advice, 2 cards if you stay, what happens, 2 cards if you move on, what happens, and finally, if there is any other message, any other thing that wants to come up. We will take the guidance card later, followed by the handwritten messages, but for now, let's begin. Okay, I think I'll just pull this a little bit down. Yes, that should be good. All right, let's see your partner's energies. We have the King of Cups and 8 of Pentacles. We will arrange as it is required, but for now this is good. All right, so I think 8 of Pentacles was in the partner's position in one of the previous readings as well. That's pretty okay because people can have similar characteristics and habits and things like that. So your person may have water sign in their chart, in their birth chart, and water sign is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and as well as they may have Virgo in their birth chart. Now coming to how their energy is seeming to be is of a mature person who likes finer things in life, like art and music and stuff like that, you know, who is intuitive, who's not giving you a love of a boy that's just that's fragile and that's gonna wane off in time or something like that. This is a love of a man. If he's giving it to you, then it's a good thing that you accept it, provided the other things are fine too. But in love department, he seems to be the perfectionist. At the same time, he seems to like to be a perfectionist in his work department as well. Probably perfects the skill that he works in, or he probably perfects in multiple skills. He wouldn't mind burning the candle from both the sides to get what he or she wants, the way he or she wants. If it is one single line in this kind of thickness and in this kind of an angle, then that's how it need to be. Yeah, such people can become a terror to their subordinates, because if they are such perfectionists and they are able to do that themselves, then they many a times are unable to see that the others can't be that perfect. But having said that, since we have Kings of Cups here, it seems like the person, even though is a perfectionist himself, understands that not everyone is the same. So I guess at least his or her subordinates or his people around him are safe in that respect. His heart is of a gold and there are a lot of emotions in him. He's connected with water. He is just the King of Cups. That's all I can say. So see if this works for you. Then you better not delay to sit in his boat. But yes, there are always the downsides of each person. So even though he is a perfectionist, doesn't mean that he or she can't be flawed. There may be a lot of flaws because they may not be taking enough care of themselves to reach up to a certain kind of a goal. But somehow I'm just going back and forth. The thing is that these two cards coming together seems like a really good balance of, work-life balance kind of a thing. Probably this person is a really well-grounded person and knows how to take care of family and how to take care of work, and people around him are generally happy, and it's not that he is unhappy, he is also happy, if not out loud, then within. That is what I want to say is the major energy that is reflecting to me. Of course there are downsides, but for some reason I don't want to focus on the downsides right now. Seems like this is a gem of person for me right now. All right, let's see your energies. Let's see. You have the 6 of Swords and 7 of Swords. Oh my,
First of all, from what I understand, is Six of Swords and Seven of Swords both are the cards of the zodiac sign Aquarius. So maybe you have Aquarius in many places in your birth chart. Now, what I want to say is that there are two types of energies that I can pick up of you. So see which one you resonate. One is that you have been betrayed by people in your life and you have suffered a lot due to that. And even though you have moved away from those sorts of scenarios and people, there's this unhealed heart and soul within you that even though it knows that it is now safe, that it is fine now, it still is now restricted, constricted, and for some of you doesn't know how to heal. And oh my god, if this is your partner, then it's like, as if he or she was sent in your life to heal you, because he or she definitely has the potential to do so. But I will not go ahead of the game. Let's see what comes ahead, because we are yet to see the relationship and things ahead. Okay, so yes, you seem to be in that kind of an energy, and if that's completely not your energy, and the other thing could be that maybe in the past you have been that person who has betrayed people, and now you're facing some sort of a karma. And while you're facing that, and while you are repenting and regretting your past actions, you have met this person and you're wondering if anything can work out, because he or she seems to be like a real deal when it comes to love and everything. These energies can switch, so see how it resonates. This energy doesn't matches you or your person, then I highly recommend you to check another pile. And if none of them match your connection, then please check some other reading on this channel, because I'm sure since you have reached here, God wants to give you some guidance. Moving on, let's check the connection, the current connection of both of you. We have the Knight of Swords and Justice. So in this relationship, it seems like both of you have a reason, the reason why you have connected with each other. And of course, there's always a reason why you connect with anybody, even with a person you meet while commuting in a bus or a train for a few minutes or hours also. But what I'm trying to say is the reason why both of you have connected, and the way you are connecting with each other is with almost like an haste, that one person wants to run towards the other and the other person also wants to run towards the other. But what is the reason behind this running towards each other? The reason seems to be of a doctor who wants to run towards the patient to heal the patient, and the other of a patient who wants to run towards the doctor for the healing also. Now, if the confusion, I'm not saying that you both are not in love with each other, or one of you or you are not in love with them, but I'm saying that for some reason this seems to be like the background, the base of the relationship, at least in the beginning, how it began. That this person sees a damsel in distress, and the damsel in distress sees this person with something mystical and amazing and something promising, and that's how you guys connected probably in the beginning. So it was almost like that opposites attract, but this is not really about two opposite personalities attracting. This is about two opposite, how do I put it? It's like almost just like how I mentioned about doctor and patient, that kind of a scenario where something is getting balanced. And speaking of balance, I see balancing scale right here with the Justice. Now, there is a possibility that previously, let's say in previous life, you had helped this person, and now this is the time that this person has come to help you, so that the scale is balanced of helping each other.
And it could be that in this very life, that in the beginning, let's say you knew each other back in the days when you were children, and as a kid, you might have done some favorable gesture towards this person, and now as an adult, by helping you come out of your sorrows, this person is helping you too in this way. Somehow I just felt like saying that, and that's what it is. Now, another thing I want to say is that in this relation, you both are not afraid to show your real face to each other, and this is going to be a very big sign. If this is resonating with you, then this reading is for you, that you both are not afraid to show your good, bad, and ugly side to each other. You both are very comfortable. You are not worried what the other person is going to feel or respond like. You are just, there is some sort of a trust in each other that you both have. Even though one person has come out of a lot of betrayals, the other person is emitting so much light that it's so natural that you are able to trust this person and open up for a change. And maybe this confinement that you have lived in was for a really long time, and this person has allowed you to come out of that, at least around them, if not with everybody as of now. So what else do I want to say about this connection is that maybe when you guys met, of course the emotions connected each other, but probably even the intelligence of each other connected on some level. Whether you said it to each other or not, but on some level the intelligence also kind of connected. That was also a very, very important point. All right, I am gonna move on to the advice, and we have 10 of Pentacles and the Death or Rebirth card. Wow, what lovely cards to come together. The advice is clear that this is oh my god, I just want to say it, that this probably is the case, what I was saying, of either you knowing each other in your childhood and then meeting again, or it's actually the case of you knowing each other from previous life and now you have taken a rebirth and are connecting in this life for a happy family, for a happy life. Wow, that's really amazing. So, but the advice is that it's good to hope and wish and imagine and manifest and, try to attract a long-term happy life with each other. It's really beautiful and it seems to be quite promising. But first, both of you need to be on equal stands. Both of you need to be completely healed. And I'm not saying that this person is completely healed and you are completely unhealed. There are various aspects of each of you that need to come to some balance. And maybe this person is overly needing to come out of that place where that they actually burn themselves down by working too hard in whatever they are putting their energies into. And even if it is in let's say helping somebody, they might be just burning themselves down. So maybe that part of them would need to come to some sort of a balance. And for you, definitely you would learn to trust and you would learn to love and you would learn to become the queen that you are in your heart. But since the life was a little challenging in the past, maybe it is taking a while, and maybe with the support of this person that has come into your life, you would be able to reach to your queen or king level too. So the advice is before rushing into anything permanent, you are asked to come to some sort of a balance at par with each other. It doesn't have to be equal and equal, but at least 60-40 kind of a thing, or at least 55-45. 55-45, yeah, I think that makes 100. So yes, I mean, it shouldn't be completely like imbalanced kind of a scenario like how it is representing right now in the reading. So yes, the advice is definitely there is a good chance of long-term happy family scenario between both of you, but you need to come to some sort of a balance before that, and I have already discussed what could those be, and I'm sure you know yourself and each other much better than what I have communicated here, so you definitely can work around that and help each other work around that. All right, now let's see, if you stay in this connection, what would happen? The Tower and the Queen of Swords. Wow. Wow. If you stay in this connection, then how I was talking about that you need to become a queen. The queen who definitely has been hurt many times but who has learned from her lessons, and now, even though she might look really stern outside, really strict from outside, but she has learned her ways out. She has learned to love herself somewhere down the line. She knows she may not allow everyone around her, but she knows whom to allow in and whom not to. Her cup of love probably is still caged, but from how I see, if you stay in this connection, you would learn how to uncage that heart that is full of love, that wants to trust. That's gonna be really, really beautiful, I'm saying, at least for this person out here, if this is you. And another thing I'm seeing, that if you stay, then there is a possibility of a complete reformation, a complete renewal. I mean, how much more confirmation we want? We are seeing rebirth, reformation here. We're seeing it here. These cards are just oozing out positivity, not negativity today, and it's all like everything is coming in place from how I see. Things may get a little challenging when this scale is getting balanced, and there might be a time when things start tumbling down, but that won't be tumbling down. That would be actually the beginning of a beautiful life together. And it may take a while for you both to realize, or for people around you to realize, but once that realization happens, once they see what has come out of that whole tower moment, they would see this happy family scenario for you guys. I'm not able to see much negative in here, even though not so popular cards are coming here. So that's, if you stay, this is a scenario which will be challenging, but that challenge is required, because the challenges you have had in the past and the challenges you might face in the connection is going to build a really beautiful you, a really beautiful them. I mean, look at them, they're already so beautiful, but I think I'm just getting a little partial towards your person, but it is what it is, and you would agree with me if you do. And if it is you and the energies have shifted, hey, hi, this is me, I mean, contact me. Just kidding, okay? I want you to be with your one and only one true person, and that's what I want for me and for everybody. So let's move on and see what happens if you move away from this connection. And we have the Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands. Wow, two aces. So let's say if you have to move away from this connection, let's say you turn out to be those people who, once the patient is healed, the doctor's work is done and the patient needs to move on, and the doctor needs to move on, then also the scenario is going to be brilliant for you guys, because maybe the purpose for you to meet was to heal and get healed, and once that is done, you would be able to, trust people, open your heart, which was earlier caged. Open your heart and give out love and receive. You will be able to receive and give love to people again. You will be able to trust again. You will be able to be passionate once again for your life, for people around you. And you would be able to start a fresh new beginning, which would be much, much, much more positive and promising than what you were living before you met this person, and even before that, when you met all those ugly scenarios and people. In both the cases, it's all positive, so it's your choice whether you want to stay or not, because in both the cases it's a win-win for you and for them too. It's not like they would be heartbroken or anything. No, if you have moved on, then definitely they will understand that you were just that person they needed to heal. If you were to stay, then yes, the chemistry would change from doctor to patient to two lovers coming together, and in that scenario, of course, some ups and downs might happen, but again, things would be okay. You would be okay. Yes, you might not be as you might be those couples who would be like, oh, he is full of love and she is that girl who's always having a no smile on her face, kind of a thing. I don't know how he tolerates her, kind of a thing. I mean, your genders could be switched, but I'm just giving you an example here. But people who would know you for real, your near and dear ones who would know you for real, they would know that this is like a good match and this was destined to be. Okay, so in both scenarios, since you are multiple people, it's going to be all right. Both of you are going to be completely all right. Now let's see if there are any other things we need to know. We have the Chariot and the Devil. Wow. Is this a reading with maximum major arcanas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas, 2 aces, 10 of cups, king, queen, knight. We have it all. Anyhow, let's see what else we want to say. By the way, for some reason the previous reading has a few, maybe more than a few cards that are matching with this one. No, just a few, just 3 or 4, but 3 or 4 is also a big number. So if you were kind of attracted towards the previous one also, then maybe you can check that out, but you don't need to. Just stick to the plan. Okay, so moving on, so any added information that needs to be given to you is that this whole process is going to happen really quickly, at a lightning speed, at God's speed. It won't be like you met this person today and the healing takes place for another 10 years and then you decide whether you want to be together or you want to move on or things like that. No, this is going to happen much quicker than you realize, and maybe this person just needed to be that last person to give you that last push out of your misery. So yes, you may have done all the work yourself all these years, but that last push had to be given by this person. So when that happens, and if you realize that this is not the love relationship that needs to be, make sure that you do not get attached to this person. And similarly, it's not that only the patient gets attached to the doctor can also get attached to the patient. Let me change the wordings. Let me call it student and the teacher. The teacher can also get attached to the student, and the student can also get attached to the teacher. But in the right time, they need to realize that this was all that it was, and now we need to move forward in the direction that we need to move forward. And maybe those directions are not the same. They may meet again in the future, but right now there is nothing lovey-dovey that is going to happen. Then make sure that you are able to come out of that attachment. And even if it is not a lovey-dovey kind of an attachment, it's just that attachment of I'm going back to the patient scenario, that the patient has oxygen mask on his or her face, and the doctor says that, okay, you're ready to breathe on your own using your own nose and lungs and the capacity that you have, but you are not ready to leave the oxygen mask because you are afraid that what would happen if that gets removed, because you remember that pain that had happened before the oxygen mask. So you need to be detached in that scenario. Okay, so that is the major advice, major additional information that is being given to you. Do not make this really divine connection an ugly one by forcing it to be something else that it is not. Okay, so if you think that naturally it is moving towards a love connection, then please go ahead and explore all the possibilities. But if you think that this was it and we need to move forward, then please do so, because in both the scenarios there is a happy ending. In fact, moving away from each other looks much more brighter right now, because that's of a healed soul that is moving away. And in this scenario, of course, once you change the relationship between each other, there would be another story that would come out, and that would have its own cycles that it would take. So you need to figure out in which side you are more fitting to, and do not just imagine and try to pick one side. Okay, so that's the tarot part of your reading, and now I'm gonna pick one oracle message for you from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck and take one final guidance. Oops, so many. We are gonna do this once more. Okay, we have one card. That's beautiful. One card falls down facing up, and that is the Dog Spirit. Be loyal to what you love. Number 19. Amazing. You're asked to be loyal to what you love and not force your love onto somebody, as well as not to force your loyalty on somebody. Okay, yes, you can be grateful, you can be honest, you can be respectful, but you can always have your loyalty towards the person or thing that you want to have in the scenario where you need to move away from this person. Do not feel disheartened or feel morally obligated to stay with this person. If you think that this was it that was required, do not think that you are being mean, that you have taken what you want from that person and now you're moving away. No, you haven't promised anything to any person. You haven't misled the person. You were brought together and the person helped you, and you took the help, and you should be grateful for that. But if you haven't led on that person, if you haven't promised anything to the person, then it is okay to move on, because the person has helped you in opening your heart to a lot of possibilities. And if this person is who he is, then he or she wouldn't at any point would want to take that away from you by holding you again, by wanting loyalty from you, by wanting you to stay, or anything of the sort. So don't worry and don't overthink in that scenario. If you are in that position where you think that now you need to move on, your loyalty doesn't have to be in the form of marrying somebody, right? It can be in the form of giving a lot of love, respect, a friendship for lifelong. So just know that it's okay to deep dive down in the ocean of love, but that love should be your love. Okay, if it is him, then him. If it is somebody else, then somebody else. Before I end the reading, I just saw something which I want to point it out to you, that you know what, if this is you and if this is him, just see. Oh, sorry. If this is you and if this is them, then just look at this picture. He's almost like you're like in the middle of the ocean, and you're trying to make your way towards the calmer water, and you're in the middle of your sorrows, and you don't know what to do, and then you're just going by the flow. These crows, represented by, let's say, divine, are taking you towards the calmer waters, while this person is sitting on the bank of the ocean and doing his thing. Just whatever he does, he's doing his thing, and he's just sitting there calmly, internally equipoised. What happens then? Then this boat, this ship, is sailing towards him, and who's sitting in that ship? It's you. And as soon as you reach the calmer waters, whom do you find? You find him. That's where the story begins. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. I mean, I loved that connection that I saw just now, and I had to mention it to you even though the reading had ended. So that's really beautiful. That's just what I mean by the God really wanted to bring you together. Now, would this turn out to be romantic or not? That is not certain. That you need to see how things progress for you. Do not force anything. That's the guidance for you. Okay, in both scenarios things can be positive, but you do not force yourself to think that if both are positive, then let me stay. No, if you think that this is not what you want, or if they say that this is not what they want, then do not force anything. Do not attach yourself, okay? You should know where you need to move on, okay? All right. So the final part of the reading is when I would pull out some chits from this box, which has some handwritten notes. Sorry, I do not have the space to show you how I am removing the chits, but you'll have to believe me that I'm being as honest as I possible. So we have Pisces, and this person was a water sign. We have drink less. So if you guys are on some sort of an alcohol kind of a thing, then maybe you need to drink less of that. I would say just stop it, but yeah, drink less. Do not be in so much of sorrows, because that probably is leading you to drink. And oh, the devil is all about addictions too. So yeah, don't let the devil rule over you. We have don't worry, be happy. You're going to sail towards the right person. Okay, so don't worry, chin up. We have splurge a little. So maybe for some of you, you need to go out and do some shopping, get some new clothes, and that would cheer you up, and that would be nice. We'll take a few more. We have kisses. Yay! Somebody's sending kisses your way. We have Scorpio. Oh, King of Cups. Now all we need is a Cancer, but I think I'm hoping too much. Let's just see what we have. We have I'll give you the fuzzy, would you give me the crazy? Oh, this is more like an adult message, that they would give you all the coochie-coo stuff that you want, but would you give them the naughty stuff that they want? So that's that. And probably I'll take one last one. Oops, something fell. And that is save. One side you have a message saying splurge a little, and the other side says save. So how do we interpret that? So let's say be mindful about where you need to save and where you need to splurge, okay? Let's just end it there. Or maybe I just need one more, probably. Just one more. One more, please. One more. And we have, would you like to be licked? And we have a dog here. Maybe it's not a person, maybe it's your pet who wants to say, would you like to be licked? Just messing around with you, you know what I mean, okay? So that's all I have for you. Thank you very much for listening to me. Hope you like the reading, and hope you get a good guidance. Hope you get a godly good guidance while you're here, and I'll see you next time. Take care and bye-bye. Om.